What's going on, Credit Masters? It's Daquan back here for another video. This topic has been requested by a lot of my clients, so here it is. Now, how to properly use a credit card. Now, have you ever wondered how you might have a friend that doesn't have one American Express, not two, but about 3 or 4 American Express cards? And you know how the American Express has that introductory bonus where if you spend about $4,000 or $5,000 in the first 60 days, you get all this cash back or all these points. And that person has gotten a bonus on all 4 or 5 of them. How did they do that? Have you ever wondered how you have some people who use their credit cards for everything but never end up in credit card debt? And then you have some of your friends that have like 100,000 flight miles and they didn't even have the credit card for that long when they got all these flight miles. Have you ever wondered how they was able to do that? Well, I'm about to give you the secret. It's coming up next. Stay tuned. If you find this content valuable, please do me a favor, like, comment, and share so we can help as many people achieve their financial goals. Now let's get to the information. Okay, y'all, so understand that the credit card companies do not want you to know this information because they rather have you keep paying unnecessary interest to them when you use your credit card and don't pay it off. Understand that if you use your credit card and you pay off the balance in full within that 30 days, that most banks make no money. They make nothing. And if you do this strategy, this is why they're more willing to increase your credit limits if you was to do this. Like, let me repeat that. If you're paying off your balance in full with this strategy, the banks are more willing to increase your credit limits as long as it makes sense in relation to your reported income. Understand? So this strategy is called segmentation, and it's probably the first time you ever heard of it. Now, this is not no magic pill. This is not no magic beans. Okay? But this is what the top 5% actually use to manage their money and control their wealth. And I'm about to share it with you. Let's go. Okay, y'all, so it's easier for me to show y'all visually, so this is going to be a quick PowerPoint. And yes, that is my Instagram. Do not get distracted by it. Okay, so let's say you had a bucket full of money each and every month. A bucket full of money. Now this bucket full of money also comes with 5 little buckets. Okay, now you have 5 little buckets. You got this big bucket full of money and you got these 5 little buckets. Okay, now that big giant bucket represents your monthly income. That represents your monthly income. This little bucket right here is rent, light bill, groceries, auto fuel, and Netflix. This is just to name a few. Obviously you might have more different expenses that you pay out every month, but this is just a rough example. Now this is basically budgeting. Okay, this is a simple budget. You monthly income, example, $2,000, and then we have rent $500, light bill $100, groceries is between $150 to $200 because you know it's groceries. You might want to get something a little extra at that particular month. Then you have auto fuel is between $50 to $100. Gas prices going up and down. You don't never you really don't know, and just to give you a little point of view, the light bill is just the average. It's just the average, so we're sticking with that 100. And then Netflix is $10. So what do these small buckets have in common? Now this is the key. This is the secret sauce. This is the segmentation. Okay, so let's look at it. Rent, light bill, and Netflix all have one thing in common, and that one thing in common is that these are fixed expenses. These are fixed, meaning that we know that the rent is going to be $500 each month. And we could reasonably predict that the light bill is going to be $100 each and every month. And the Netflix bill is always going to be $10 each and every month for the most part. Now, the thing is, another thing they have in common is that you don't have to whip out your card, your debit card or credit card to pay these bills. All of these could be on auto pay. That's the other thing that makes it fixed. All these could be on auto pay. You can't put groceries on auto pay. You can't put auto fuel on auto pay. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing about these fixed expenses. So this is just a rough example. You see that the fixed expenses come up to $610 a month after we just budget everything out. And then we see we have variable expenses. That's the groceries and the auto fuel, just to name a few. And at max, we'll spend $300 a month. Now, obviously, if you did this for yourself, your expenses will be a lot higher. But this is just a rough example. I just want you to understand the concept of segmentation. So we went beyond budgeting. Like, we did the budget, the small buckets. Simply having those small buckets go against that big bucket is a budget. But then we also segment the budget from fixed expenses to variable expenses. So if you had an American Express, how easy would it be to just have all your fixed expenses charged at American Express, and you know you could pay that bill at the end of the month because your monthly budget is way higher than those fixed expenses. So you know for a fact that your monthly income is going to pay that credit card each and every month. With you don't even need the credit card bill. You're just running all your fixed expenses through this credit card, and you know, and you keeping the money in your account, all the money in your checking account, you keep it in there. You don't even touch it. You all the money that you're spending is going through your American Express. How easy do you think it would be to get those flight miles? And all your variable expenses will be going through a different credit card. And this is the segmentation once again. Yeah, all your variable expenses will be going through the Chase Freedom Unlimited. So you're getting all that sweet cash back every time you go to grocery shopping. Every time you put gas in your car, you getting that sweet cash back, and you will never use your debit card. And this gives you added security. This gives you added security because your debit card, if that gets compromised, that's linked to your actual checking account, which is linked to your, your income, your job, your direct deposit. If somebody was to compromise that debit card, you are basically screwed, and you will have to wait a long time to get your money back, and that's unnecessary. If your credit card got compromised, credit card companies are really good at just giving you your money back, and also credit cards is really good at having insurances on your purchases. So if you're not satisfied with a purchase, they'll immediately give you the credit back on your credit card, versus at a regular bank. At your regular bank account, you had an issue with a charge on your debit card, it may take you 5 to 10 business days to actually get that resolved. And these are the things, these are the inefficiencies that keep people broke, that keep people suffering. And like I said, if you was to use your credit cards responsibly in this way, with this strategy segmentation, you wouldn't have no worries on if you could pay the credit card bill or not. And you will be racking up them sweet flight miles, so you could take that, you get that free trip to Cancun, and you get that upgraded seat level, and that upgraded hotel level. You want these things. That's why you run that card as much as you do. All the fixed expenses, obviously your fixed expenses might be up to $2,000 a month, and if you ran all those expenses through your card, and your income is way greater than that, your bill will be paid each and every month, and you'll have no problem getting that cash back from the Chase Freedom Unlimited, that 1.5% cash back, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars of cash back coming back to you each and every year, because you ran all your variable expenses through this credit card, and you gave yourself added security. And the credit cards actually will respect you because you're using your credit card responsibly, and they will be more inclined to raise your limits. And that's if you want to get bigger and fatter credit limits, and that can even translate to business credit. That's a different conversation, but I just wanted you to get this concept. I just wanted you to get, just just understand this concept. You would have to build a budget. Obviously, that's the prerequisite before you start segmenting. And then you would take, you would say, okay, these are my fixed expenses and these are my variable expenses. And if you need help doing that, that's what I'm actually here for. My number is going to be in the description below. You can shoot me a text. We can schedule a free consultation. We can sit here and do this. But this is important. This is what the top 5% of money makers and money managers do, so they can maintain their wealth. And this is something that the other 95%, this is why we're broke, is because we don't have these tactics, these money management strategies to keep us to prevent us from overspending and getting into unnecessary debt, feeding the Wall Street and the unnecessary credit machine and feeding the credit monster. We need to actually take more responsibility for our spending habits and our incomes and our money management systems, and really enhance our financial health overall. So I hope this was helpful. Okay, credit masters, I hope that was really helpful. Understand that if you take that seriously, you will never be in credit card debt, because if you really sit down and it's hard work, because most people will not sit down and do this. But if you really sat down and did it and took it seriously and become committed to it, you would never have to worry about bad debt ever again, because everything would be paid for, and you would enjoy the luxuries of being a high spender on a credit card, even if you don't make that much, because you probably spend at least 20 grand a year, even if you don't make that much. And if you did it all through a credit card, you a high spender to them. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Credit Monster videos, so you become a master of the Credit Monster. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.